Yo, what it do, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Aladdin. Today we got more TikToks and unexplained events, theories that could possibly be true and have been proven to be true. So with all that being said, guys, if you're new, you already know what to do. And let's get into it.
Video. Y'all, we got fake snow.
Fake.
Show them again.
Watch this. So this is
Styrofoam.
What? Styrofoam.
Oh no.
Do not need them taking this video down. So TikTok, this is a conspiracy theory video. I am not saying this is real. It's fake. If you know, you know. So if you don't know by now, let me tell you. They always put the truth in these TV shows and movies. And if you saw this new movie, they clone Tyrone, once again, they put the truth all in our face. Now I know this movie is about them cloning Tyrone, but it's something else that happened in the movie that stood out to me. Now if you didn't know, frequencies and vibrations are very important when it comes to life. You can literally use frequencies as a weapon to program someone or to heal someone. Frequencies are very important when it comes to life. Now you have numerous people who are in the industry that expose important information to the public. Now I hope y'all ain't forget when he came out and said this.
Music is frequency.
Ain't forgot.
Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed?
Now as I said, they always put the truth right in our face in these movies. Now I want y'all to look at this specific scene from this movie.
You see what they doing? Y'all see what they doing? Look. Ain't that about it? Can you believe that?
Now if you ain't heard, go back and listen very closely to that scene. At first they had it on some little gangster hype music which was making them fight. Then they literally switched the frequencies to something smoother which made them stop fighting.
Yo, this chart, I swore I've seen it somewhere before on the History Channel. You know, with all these TikTok theories, you know, it's kind of hard to believe everything connecting like this. You know, one theory leads to another theory, tied in with another story. It makes you wonder if shit like this is fucking actual real. This is talking about the third eye, obviously. Supposedly, monks do this in China. Like they know about all this spiritual energy. Makes you wonder.
Like boy, they put the truth right in our face. They were literally showing us how they can send certain frequencies to the mind that can control it. Now keep this in mind. It all depends on which frequency they decide to send to your mind.
This song gets on my nerves.
That determines how you will react to it. Now this is someone else who is in the industry. Do y'all remember when he had said this?
It's in my brain. Do you know that? It's living rent free. I can't get it out. You did that.
Yeah, it's hypnosis.
That boy's head is something else, though.
He said it's what? It's hypnosis. Oh, I wouldn't think he lying because it was a scene in this movie, putting it all in our face. It's no coincidence. He said, yeah, it's hypnosis. And it's no coincidence. She said he was hypnotized in that movie scene. Y'all gotta start connecting the dots. I don't wanna make this video extra long. Come in part 2 if you want a part 2. I'm gonna end up making one anyway because I have more things I want to say about frequency programming and mind control.
Truth in plain sight.
What is that? Just an action-packed adventure. Fun for ages 6 to 6.5.
It's very bad.
The movie? Yeah, but it's like good bad.
There's no such movie as Shazam. It was called Kazam. And it starts Shaq.
Is that right?
I swear
I'm right. That can't be right.
Out of space-time has been tampered with. We've entered a parallel
This is crazy.
Here's proof of the prime timeline. This means one thing. Project Reboot.
Did we travel back in time?
Damn it, it's the same year.
The machine created random changes to the present by altering small events in the past. Now we're in timeline B, where I have no mustache, and the Berenstein Bears are spelled Berenstain Bears.
These conspiracy theories will ruin your childhood. This one honestly blew my mind because there's
Only a change of the name.
proof. Garfield is actually an abandoned cat that's starving to death, and Odie and John are hallucinations. So in one of the stories, Garfield wakes up in an abandoned house. Then he calls out to Odie and John, but no one answers. And here's where it gets crazy. It says Garfield grapples with his greatest fear, loneliness. So he literally creates the illusion of John and Odie to feel less alone, which makes them all of a sudden appear, and Garfield's life is
That kind of looks like the Naruto Sharingan eye. I don't know if y'all ever watched Naruto. But that Garfield eye right there looks like Naruto.
normal again. The entire story ends with an even creepier quote, saying an imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, shade perceptions of the present, or paint a future so vivid it can entice or terrify, all depending upon how we conduct ourselves today. Which implies that Garfield is actually the story of a pet abandoned by its owner, starving in an empty house with no one coming to help him. So he created a family in his imagination to cope with the fact that he's all alone. Follow if you want to see.
Hey, what do you think about this?
As a veteran of many years in American politics, I'm going to tell you something somewhat shocking. Joe Biden will not be the nominee of the Democratic Party in 2024. Kamala Harris will briefly become president, but the only way that in their party they can replace a woman of color is with another woman of color. And yes, you heard it here first. The Democratic nominee for president will be Michelle Obama. They have already rigged their primaries. The reason that they have canceled the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire primary is to put South Carolina, a state where a majority of the Democratic primaries or primary voters are African Americans, and they will allow Gavin Newsom to purchase the vice presidential nomination, but the Obamas will hold him up for $600 or $800 million to do so. You heard it here first. When Steve Bannon says it in 3 weeks, remember I said it first.
Dang. For the video.
This is exactly how it's going to be. Coming to America. Social credit score. Check this out. Try not to laugh.
Oh, hey, what's good?
No way, what's up?
How you been?
Good.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I see you've been up to a lot. Oh, you saw that VR Drake concert?
Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's an episode. Black Mirror.
Is that a strike on your account?
Oh, it's just one.
No,
you know?
I'm sorry, we can't be friends.
But just one strike.
Do not take the mark of the beast. The technology is already here. When you're not compliant with the Matrix, aka Satan's system, you're going to get striked. You're not going to be able to fit in society. Tony, guys, this is coming sooner than you expect. But the thing is, a lot of people are distracted.
No, I seriously think about this every single day, and I'm sorry if I sound stupid.
You know, I used to watch that Black Mirror stuff all the time. I stopped watching it. I need to get back into it.
If somebody has $500 and they've already paid taxes on it, and they give it to me, so now just because it goes from them to me, I also have to pay taxes on it, even though they just did. And then not only that, but anytime I spend one of those $500, I'm going to also pay another tax fee on whatever item I'm buying. And then whoever I bought the item from will have to pay taxes on the money they just earned from what I bought. So, like, so every single dollar, like, if a dollar is 100 cents, hold on.
I feel you, sis. I feel you.
Hey, let her cook, because she was going somewhere with that.
Can you tell me what happened in the last hour?
I'm sure. I was given the citation. What happened was we fed probably over 100 people that were hungry.
And you got a citation
for feeding people that are hungry. We feed 4 days a week, 7:30 on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
This is true. They're actually making feeding people illegal in a lot of different jurisdictions. If you're a corporation giving money to politicians, that's not illegal. That used to be called bribery, but not anymore. If you're someone charging like 400% interest, that used to be called loan sharking. Now it's called payday lenders. That's totally fine. If you're a heroin dealer, that used to be illegal, but then they turned it into OxyContin, and that's totally fine. But this lady was feeding the homeless. I mean, who would do that? Like maybe Jesus? The right wing would have literally arrested Jesus Christ if he was around right now.
It was a new school of thought that was chemically induced that made people question the very society they lived in. By 1960, the president of the United States was only 42 years old. Can you imagine? DMX is older than that. And he was going to usher in a new era of peace. He was going to avoid the Cold War. He was going to end segregation. And they blew his brains out in front of everyone in Dallas. This country was never the same. There were 7 more major assassinations in the 60s. Anyone that stood up and said anything was shot down the streets like a dog. Kennedy, King, X, Evers, on and on. You didn't even have to be famous. You could be a college student at Kent State or in Mississippi protesting the Vietnam War, and they shot them too. The 70s were a wild era.
Thank you, Icy, for the video.
Okay, here's another conspiracy theory. You've seen all the grainy footage of nuclear test blasts that you've sure. With the mushroom clouds. There are always these grainy things, and there's all these like little houses lined up and these little trees lined up, and it blows everything down. Yeah. Okay, so here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay, so this is great. Okay,
where are you going?
So what happened to the camera? How is that happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god!
And by the way, and the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god!
By the way, okay, we'll do this. We'll do the loop one more time here. Where's the? Let's see the car.
I'm crying.
Just showed up.
Oh,
okay.
Just showed up.
So wait a minute. First of all,
wasn't there.
First of all, where'd the car come from? Yeah.
No car.
The second is, does it really look like
car?
Does that look like
look at the car?
That's insane.
Look, right here. Watch. It's not there. It pops up here.
Scale model.
Right. That doesn't.
They be lying.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean, you
know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like we're looking at something that's like a few inches tall.
If you watch like making of Star Wars, any of the any movies before CGI, whenever they do anything like that, it's always with these tiny models.
Yes. Yeah, this looks fake as shit.
Yeah, another one. It's like, okay, what camera's fine.
That's hilarious.
Why Walmarts are closing? The answer's simple.
When
I took an Army logistics class, the U.S. Army developed a logistics system for Walmart. Walmarts were strategically set up around the world to act as military distribution bases. So if we have problems in Yemen, the Special Forces takes over the Walmart in Yemen. You can order a helicopter and nuclear weapons on the Walmart logistics system. There's a back door into it. They taught me that. If you are going to have Operation Jade Helm throughout the Southwest, you seize a Walmart. You can order things such as M16 rounds. You can order an M16 to the Walmart program. So they walk into a Walmart, fire 2,200 people in California. You're all laid off, go away, no unemployment, get out of here. Because the military then takes over their base. The specific logistics program I was trained on in California is the same program they use at Walmart. The Walmarts are federal military posts. How many Walmarts they have, they get extra money from the government. And when the government takes over...
I ain't never heard of Walmart's being a military post. That's wild.
Okay.
I mean, it could be true.
They get a fortune from the government. Those products are redistributed to other Walmarts. In addition, the American dollar is no longer being accepted in a lot of countries. Walmart can't get products. Nobody will exchange the American dollar for the toys that we're getting at Walmart.
Walmart, I'm disappointed. Does this mean I gotta go to Target now? I mean, honestly, no, because if Walmart doing it, that mean probably all these other stores doing the same thing. It's just that Walmart got caught.
Oh, you said cognitive dissonance. I want y'all to go, if you watching this, go look that up. I did a song about cognitive dissonance, and I didn't use that vocabulary. I just called it people don't want that real. You know what I mean? I said people don't want that real. They just say that they do. Now people don't want that real, and I'm one of them too. I'm so easily entertained by ratchet activity, violent negative imagery always seem to interest me. I tell myself, no more music glorifying evil, selling drugs, womanizing, killing our people. Then I hear a song with a tight beat and can't deny it. The hook is catchy, so I subconsciously memorize it. Next thing you know, I'm reciting all the lyrics, and my day don't feel complete unless I hear it. Inviting darkness in my spirit, this can't be light. I'm craving what I'm supposed to be fighting, this can't be right. I must be blind to the effects, this can't be sight. Death is in the power of the tongue, and this can't be life. Be careful what you get involved with, cause you can't support a cause, but then hate the effects that it causes.
I had to listen to that because then he was spitting. That was facts.
In this country, of every state, is 2 states. You have the state of Nevada and Nevada State. You have Cal State, California State, and State of California. Not the same thing at all. California State, according to the law, is one thing. State of California is totally different. Has nothing to do with each other at all. It's the difference between being a lawyer and an attorney. Has nothing to do with them at all. It's totally separate words, means totally separate things. Consequently, when you understand how words and terms are used and symbols are used, then we go back to the idea of the court. All law in the Western civilization applies only to cooperations, co-ops. All law applies only to corporations, period. Across the board, no other, end of sentence. There is no law that applies to you personally, so consequently, the system has made each one of you a corporation. And how now do you distinguish which one, when someone's addressing you, that they're addressing you as the one that your mother gave birth to, or the corporate you? Very simple. According to British law, when you sign your name, upper and lower case, that is applying to your body, your flesh and blood self.
Shout out to Amaya. I see you.
There is also an extremely important.
What is happening?
Are you okay?
Yes.
Hold on. You'll be fine. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
It's okay.
We actually go back to.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Can somebody help me?
Bad news for the Obama administration. We have this new CNN ORC poll, which is quite a turnaround in.
She tweaking.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison fight. Let's go to Terrace Chazen. Let's for the head of the pit.
But it's been a heck of a ride, to be honest. I really can't complain.
Look at him.
Yeah, I was kind of I was a little down when I found out I was injured and I had to have surgery again, or with another knee. But at the end of the day, I have amazing teammates. Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over and they wrap their hands around me like, yo.
First caress.
I remember this. Like she's seen something. That's great.
And that was #1 in Australia and New Zealand. So yeah.
Brilliant. From 1981, The Lost Scroll. It's out there. All right, Alex, we might come back to you if. Oh, we've kind of lost you there.
Oh?
Im absoluten Luxussegment verbindet Rolls-Royce Tradition und Moderne. Jüngster Beweis ist der Brace. Auch der...
Wow.
And if you've ever wondered why some celebrities are photographed with a black eye, according to Donald, it means they have been chipped. He claims that the chips are inserted through the eye and attached to the brain, which is what causes the eye to blacken or swell. And according to Donald, these soulless clones, walk-ins, robotoids, drones, chip heads, reptilians, whatever you want to call them.
What?
They are all part of the Vril Society. He claims that whenever you see a celebrity giving the peace sign, they are actually holding up a V for Vril. And always remember, one time is by chance, the second time is coincidence, and the third time it's a pattern. So pay attention.
Dang.
Phase cloning is they take your consciousness while you sleep and put it in a clone in the cloning cell. And as soon as you're in the REM phase of sleep, and you have to stay there until you wake up.
Remember this weird video of Beyonce?
Did.
Year 2000. You remember the video of her at a basketball game? She was like, and she was going on.
The audio is choppy on the video. Not me.
That ain't no human. You seen George Bush lately? What? When Obama, I think it was like last year, and Michelle Obama had to control this fool because he was just going, he's just doing that.
So you saying clones is out here malfunctioning? Beyonce died in 2000?
Yeah.
How did she die?
Hey, man, they ain't gonna tell you if she's dead, and she's a clone, fool.
And remember when the country of Nigeria thought their president was a clone? Did you know Michael Jackson was the first celebrity client for the company Clonaid? What is Clonaid? Clonaid is a Canadian company registered in the Bahamas that prides themselves on being the world's leading reproductive cloning facility. The premise of Clonaid was announced in 1997, and the company's intentions were to make advancements for human mortality
I
and
just
to
don't
allow
understand. Like, why? Why would somebody create something so evil? Like, you don't know what you're bringing into this world, guys. Like, this is a robot you're trying to make into reality. Kind of like bringing back that evil guy from Harry Potter or Bowser from Mario. Like, y'all want that evilness to come out.
produce a child. In 1997, it was announced that the first American couple was going to invest in Clonaid by paying $500,000 to have a baby. The couple's names have never been revealed, but there is speculation that it was Barack and Michelle Obama.
Oh.
And after Clonaid's announcement in 1997, Malia Ann Obama was born in 1998. And why have we never seen pregnant photos of Michelle?
I can barely hear the audio in this.
When I first discovered the Clonaid website years ago, I remembered seeing Michael Jackson's name on the website and that he used their services. Of course, it has been removed from the Clonaid website.
Of course.
But I found the proof that it did exist at one time. The YouTube channel Pac Lives still has the evidence. In the book Family of Secrets, The Bush Dynasty, Russ Baker confirms the existence of more than one version of Bush Jr. It has been said that there are 14 versions of him, all birthed by surrogate mothers, that would be able to replace Bush if he were ever to go insane or die.
My understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're walking around. They look old, but they basically some of the people are just second, third copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush, when he first came into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to everything that's there. Now, it's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in the ground over in Germany.
Speaking of presidents, Freeman Fly proposed the interesting theory that Obama was the clone of Akhenaten and Michelle Obama was the clone of his wife, Nefertiti. In the book, The 7 Clones of Barack Obama, occultist author Benza Magos discusses Obama as the spawn of an Anunnaki breeding experiment in order to bring back Akhenaten. While promoting Jumanji, Jack Black was asked about doing a sequel. He said, "There is no choice. You have to do the sequel. Otherwise, they will kill you and clone you." You could argue he was joking, but why was this video removed from the internet? And shortly after this interview, Kevin Hart, who was promoting the same movie, admitted to being a clone.
How you do it? I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How you do it? I have a clone. I was going to say that. There's 2 of you. Cats out the bag. Okay? So a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you. I'm cloned. Okay. If I'm able to do all that I do.
Well, our scientists have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those? It's a synthetic. The synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, if you guys can rent a video of the boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been made.
All I gotta say, man, with these clones and shit, man, y'all need to be careful. And this is why I don't go anywhere by myself anymore nowadays either. All it takes is one injection shot. They got guns for that. They shoot you in injections, put you to sleep, take you in a van, and you'll never be heard of again, bro. And if you do, it's possible you might come back as a clone to them, to your family, or whoever.
There's also a conspiracy theory about a movie that came out recently too. The Sound of Freedom. That whole thing is trying to give awareness about child right? There's theories. Everyone who's gone into movies to watch it, the movie theaters have teamed up.
They stopped it.
Yeah, trying not to sell tickets, trying not for people to watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen one where it's like, oh, the person tries to buy tickets. They said it's fully sold out. Goes in the movie theater, nobody there.
There's no one in here. And then it said that they were sold out.
Another one, the guy comes in, he's like, oh, we have to download the movie. It's gonna take an hour. We can give you your movie back. Like, you guys can walk out. Fam,
They're like
that never happens.
They're trying to stop them from watching it.
Exactly. And the 2 main ones they have been doing, turn off the AC so it's hot as hell in there.
Word.
And then,
just to let you guys know again, it is gonna get hot. It is gonna be like a Doctor movie.
So why is it only this one though, not all the other ones?
The movies usually dim the lights when it goes on. The lights stay on the whole time, and people complain.
Hype. Like, I really am a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible.
Man, they're definitely training for something though. That acting or whatever the hell you want to call it with that military shit, I think it's more than acting to me.
You look at Clinton, Bush, and Perot, do you see anybody you have an interest in voting for? Hey, man, I say my prayers, and I'm a spiritual person.
and I'm gonna let God settle all this craziness and all this. But we can't all do that. Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, man.
Yeah, right. Okay, what y'all doing? That's what I'm doing.
Power than all of it. Then I think it's a higher power than government. I think it's a higher power than all of those things. And I've been let down personally. You feel let down, and you feel like you're a victim. I've had all that stuff in my life, you know. And I'm down with that higher power. That's who I give my vote.
Isn't that kind of like being a slave on the plantation and just singing and saying, Lord will make a way?
But what's that gonna accomplish by whipping some?
It will accomplish more than just praying. I think prayer must be accompanied by some kind of action.
No, but see, that's if you feel that the government is doing things for you. You feel like the government is helping you out and doing things for you and has your best interest at hand.
That's why I'm gonna vote, because I believe.
But have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt?
I'll just keep voting until I find somebody who has my interest.
Wait now. But who's tripping then? If you just going down in the booth and pulling this lever and I'm singing, who's tripping? Who's to say what happens when you go pull a lever and they say, oh yeah, we counted the votes in this. Who knows what goes on, man? You got. I know, but when you have nothing. Hey, Chief, you have nothing to do with any of it. Any of it. There's some cats that run this thing. I'm not doing this, and a lot of people gonna say, oh, he's crazy and rock the vote and all that. There are a bunch of cats that run this planet, and they just wait on the higher power to handle things. I mean, read your Bible. Read your Bible.
Spinach is not a health food along with many other leafy greens. This is because most leafy greens like spinach contain high levels of oxalates, which is a defense mechanism made by the plant to protect itself, and our bodies can have a negative reaction to this, and one of them can be developing kidney stones. Instead of eating spinach or other similar leafy greens, start eating stuff which has no defense mechanisms to avoid the potential negative effects by consuming high nutrient dense foods like beef liver, eggs, or lavia sea moss. All of these three options are much more nutritious as risks.
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. Those candidates are phonies. You heard me.
What
They're
the?
alien replicants from beyond the moon.
These latest images are shot with a heat detecting camera. Hillary is blue cold.
Come on.
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. Why won't anyone believe my crazy story?
Yeah, them Simpsons predictions, man. Once again, here we are with another one of these videos. This shit's accurate.
Are the aliens? Maybe they're among us. I don't know.
Maybe they're among us. I don't know. Thank you, DeAndre.
And in 1896, he published a book called Race Tendencies and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 47, same thing. Don't want black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would discourage poor black people from showing up at the hospitals. Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism.
Thank you, Silver, for the video.
My God.
Y'all love her.
I ain't even gonna lie, like, they kind of like irritated me a bit. They'll rather y'all believe that there is more land after the Antarctica ice wall rather than believing that that's the end of the firmament. But I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, the Antarctica ice wall is the end of the firmament. And that's why nobody is allowed over there. You can't fly over it or nothing. Because if you get caught even trying to go near it, you would get for it. They don't want nobody knowing the truth. There is no land over there. So this
I need to go see this myself. I keep hearing about this firmament wall, aka the ice walls. This is wild.
person asked, is it possible to break the firmament? No, I don't think that anybody could break God's creation and when he set the foundations of the earth. The same way they was trying to build the tower to reach the heavens in the Bible. And he tore all that down. And proceeded to give everyone different languages just so the people couldn't come together to ever try to do something like that again. This is how huge the Antarctica ice wall is compared to a boat in the ocean. They even be showing us little subliminal messages in the movies. Y'all need to understand, a globe wouldn't even be possible. Water has to be contained. It has to. There's no way around it. This is the real map. All that white right there is the Antarctica ice wall. It's a 360 ice wall that is around us. Ain't no land after that. No land at all. That's the true map. See, God said, when he said, this far you may come and no farther, he meant that. Here was where your proud waves halt. Here's where everything ends. There's nowhere to go after that. There's no way we getting out of the firmament, and there's nothing else past the ice wall. God set the foundations of this earth, and what he says, he meant. They just lying to y'all, trying to brainwash y'all to believe what they want y'all to believe. But God said, this is how far we may come, and no farther. And when he said that, he meant it. Ain't nothing else after the...
I just don't see why they don't teach this shit in school. Instead, they teach us the opposite.
Those waves. Ain't no more land, ain't no nothing. Because that's the end of the firmament. And even they know that.
So today we're going to talk about how we're building back better by banning these healthy bulbs to replace them with fluorescent, non-earth friendly bulbs and LEDs, which are linked to cataracts and emit radio frequencies. So we all know the thing about LEDs are going to save us money. Well, how much? 11 cents per kilowatt per hour. Well, if I had an incandescent bulb, I would pay the exact same price. The only difference is this incandescent bulb might last a little bit less than this LED bulb. Now, what's interesting about the back of these boxes, it talks about how all these LED bulbs are working on a radio frequency. See this? Harmful interference to radio or television or people, which is not mentioned. And it actually talks about the FCC rules. Now remember, the FCC cannot be sued for any damages caused by radio frequencies. So then you have these fluorescent bulbs, which are marketed as earth-friendly and last 5 times longer, which is actually not true. But what's interesting is, check this. Lamps contain mercury. They also contain lead and other hazardous materials, but they're low, so it's not a big deal if you just throw them in the garbage. But this is earth-friendly, which is funny, and also emit radio frequencies, which can disrupt radios, televisions, wireless telephones, remote controls, and people. So then we go to the bulbs that they want to ban, which actually last 3,000 hours or more. And if you notice, when you turn this back around just like this, there's no warning label that talks about how it emits radio frequencies or disrupts life. Interesting.
Very. I posted this video, y'all.
So they're trying to ban the one that doesn't mess with your electronics. And then they're trying to sell the one that does mess with your electronics.
Acronym in my book. How real can I be?
I'm
not gonna be
Bring it out.
I'm gonna say the N word, so I hope y'all don't get mad. All right, cool. So NFL really stands for niggas for lease. They used to sell slaves, now they lease them.
Yes.
And nigga meaning ignorant, not race. Because every one of your color is not of your kind, and every one of your kind is not of your color. Right? And so we're not fighting a war on black versus white. We fighting a war versus darkness versus light. Wrong versus right kind of thing. And so when we lift the veil on the things that's really going on that keeps us separated, because community really is, come on, let's unify. But we don't live in communities anymore. We don't have like that village mentality I was talking about earlier, because we live in neighborhoods. And so what do I do with the hood? I put it over your head to hide the truth on what's really going on. You know what I mean? When you really take the hood off, you can have a overstanding and an understanding of who you are, and then not being in bondage if you don't make it to the lead. Like you feel like you empty if you're not on television. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it.
speaking.
Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I
Why
can't
not?
ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Your tongue knows exactly how everything you look at would feel. Considering the number of Mission Impossible movies out, the missions don't seem too impossible no more. Kangaroos are just deers that started lifting weights.
What?
People who believe in a flat earth never explain what it looks like on the underside of it. Babysitters are just teenagers who act like grown-ups, so grown-ups can go out and act like teenagers. Trains are the only vehicle who don't feature in racing sports. As much as we use our phones in our daily life, they don't ever seem to appear in our dreams.
Man.
If we really had a purge, I know the day after has to be so awkward. It's so many blue raspberry flavored things in the world, but there's no such thing as a blue raspberry.
Oh, that's deep.
You wanna know what's really crazy? Bottled water companies don't produce water. They produce plastic bottles.
Alright guys, it's your boy Aladdin. If y'all enjoyed the video, please hit a like, subscribe on all accounts, and until then, see y'all in the next one. Deuces.